Some really good things to take from this game. I know South Carolina State had played a pretty aggressive schedule here early, so I think probably some fatigue set in with them. I thought they would really challenge us on the glass, and they did. I think for us, we moved the ball and shared the ball really well at times. We were still turning it over too much, and I thought we were, inconsistent with our defensive approach, mindset, details, all of that. So we've got to be better in those areas, and we definitely need to be better taking care of the ball, and we need to get better quickly because we have a team coming in in 2 days here that's very, very capable. They're off to a great start. So hopefully we can improve in some of those areas and move forward.
This is the kind of game that could be a really slow starting game, but you guys came out and seemed pretty fired up. Why do you think you're able to handle that challenge, and what did you think of your start to the game?
I thought it was good. I thought our start was good, Adam. I still would like to see even more, but I thought our start was good. And I just think we need more consistency to our effort. But again, I think you're always concerned. I'm concerned about this next week stretch here, right, where we've got game after game after game, and I was a little concerned how we would come back after being at Creighton. But I thought we did a good job. I thought Caleb's aggressiveness offensively set the tone. Our guys, I think, have done a good job finding him throughout the year. He faced more single coverage today. Did a good job sealing and kind of setting the tone there with some early scores and physical play.
Chris, this is a pretty good offensive rebounding team you faced. Was this a better performance from you guys in that area? Yeah,
it's been a focal point for us. Many thanks to you guys continually pointing it out. But it has been a focal point for us, and you're right. They go and get it and chase it, and they send 4, sometimes 5. So, and they're quick to the ball. They're really quick to the ball. So that was I think a move forward for us. But again, we move forward in that area, and then we have too many defensive lapses, and we're sloppy with the ball at times. So we got a long ways to go.
Chris, if you would have been told, at the beginning of the season you're 4-0, what would need to go right for you to be 4-0? What would you have said? And then 4 games in, are those things the case that have led to you being 4-0?
I would say I would think we would need to have a consistent defensive effort, and I think in the bulk of the games we have had that. And then I would say that I would think that our balance to our team, which I think can be a strength, would need to be evident. Today, now Keyshawn was having a little bit of a stomach bug today, but look at the way he was in this game. He had such a tremendous game last game, and in this game, he didn't play a whole lot. Part of that was because of the stomach bug. Part of that was just other guys. And his approach and his leadership on the bench was phenomenal. And I think that's a good example for our younger guys. So, you need a lot of that to get off to a good start. But, like I said, we've got a long ways to go in a lot of areas, for sure.
As you look into this next stretch where your next 4 games are all at home, what is the focus of the team moving forward, and what do you want to see? What's the most important thing in these next 4 games?
Continue to try to build the habits of how we want to play on a consistent basis. And we talked about that at halftime. Can we continue to reinforce the habits of how we want to play possession by possession? I think that's the only way you consistently get better, is your team embraces that and more guys understand what they have to do on each possession to play a certain way. We want to have a great commitment on both ends every possession. So I think that's the only way. In practice and in games, we've got to keep doing that. And if we do that, it'll help us in this stretch. And the biggest thing we want to continue to challenge our guys with is let's make sure winning doesn't get in the way of progress and growth. And I think that our guys understand that you can win and still not play quite like we need to play, and sometimes you can lose, and that gets clouded because maybe you play better than what you did when you won. So we're trying to make sure winning doesn't get in the way of progress and growth. I think that's important for a young team in a new season.
Obviously, you guys are playing 3 freshmen that are, getting good minutes, but games like this, games like the Purdue-Fort Wayne game, when you are able to build that comfortable lead, how important is it for those guys to just continue to get the speed of college basketball and adjust?
Well, it helps. It certainly helps to be able to play multiple guys and different lineups and young guys and new guys, having 5 new guys that that are playing consistently for us, or pretty consistently for us. So to be able to do that is really important, and early in the year, and we've seen some good things.
Chris,
Do you have a follow-up? I'm sorry.
Just Caleb, obviously the last game you guys had to take him off the court quite a bit, and I know you mentioned he was maybe dealing with something, but tonight feeding him early and often, and the success he had, just your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I thought Caleb really set the tone with his aggressiveness offensively and pursuing the ball. I thought he pursued the ball pretty well as well. Yeah, he just had some illness and some fatigue that I think factored in the other game, but I thought he really set the tone in a lot of ways, and like I said, I mean, he's been trapped or double teamed in some way every game, but certainly in the first 3 games. So he's got to continue to make the right play if teams are going to throw 2 bodies at him on his catches. But he did a good job kind of slipping out of some screens and setting some and popping and making the right read, and we've really challenged him to continue to do that, playing on the perimeter some. And he was hunting those 3s today. And I think, most of them were good, and I liked seeing that. I liked seeing his aggressiveness there. And his teammates did a good job finding him. I really applaud his teammates too.